Bill Ackman shares Charlie Kirk text to dispel Candace claims of, Israel blackmail? So is this the one? This is what Bill Ackman released? And what is this showing, Rob? This is showing communication between...
Yeah, apparently when they had the Hamptons dinner, this is the text message before or after that
Which one
dinner.
is him? Is he the green or is he the white?
He is in the green, sir.
So how are you? Is that Charlie Kirk? So green.
Green is Bill Ackman, I believe.
How are you? I'm doing great. Really enjoyed our time together last week. Thank you again for doing that. It was great and great to get to know you better. We should do dinner sometime with the ladies. Absolutely. That would be awesome. Let me know when you will be. Okay, so the green is Bill Ackman. New York City.
Yes, because these are
we'll
his
have you
texts.
over. Yes. Thank you. I will. We are there a few times this fall. Great. Just let me know. Okay, so this is showing that what? That they were texting each other?
Yes.
Why is he showing this? What's the purpose of showing this text?
To prove their relationship, I would assume.
Well, because the narrative that was being put out was that it was a contentious meeting in the Hamptons. Charlie Kirk left, and he was feeling pressured to adapt a more pro-Israel stance by Bill Ackman, Seth Dillon, and the people at that meeting. This text shows that they had a cordial dinner, apparently.
Okay, so the claim is that Charlie was being pressured to give money, and some people are going as far as saying this is a way of claiming that maybe Israel had their hands on the assassination with Charlie. Is that kind of where they're going with this?
Yes. Yeah, the insinuation is Israel was mad.
Okay, got it. So play this clip, and this is Netanyahu responding to it?
This is Netanyahu just denouncing any type of ties for Israel to Charlie Kirk's assassination.
Go for it.
Joseph Goebbels, the Nazi propaganda minister, said that the bigger the lie, the faster it will spread. Well, somebody has fabricated a monstrous big lie that Israel had something to do with Charlie Kirk's horrific murder. This is insane. It is false. It is outrageous. Charlie Kirk was a giant, a once-in-a-century talent who defended freedom, defended America, defended our common Judeo-Christian civilization. Charlie loved Israel. He loved the Jewish people. He told me so in a letter that he sent me just a few months ago. One of my greatest joys as a Christian, he said, is advocating for Israel and forming alliances with Jews to protect Judeo-Christian civilization. He encouraged me to make the case directly to the American people about how vital Israel is to U.S. national security. He told me, the Holy Land is so important to my life, it pains me to see support for Israel slip away. Now, if Charlie disagreed with a policy of mine or a decision here and there, not only did I not mind, I welcomed it. This is the essence of Charlie. This is the essence of a free country. It's exactly what Charlie
said. He welcomed what? What did he welcome?
And I knew that
the back and forth. If Charlie disagreed with him, he was cool with it.
From his love for Israel and from his love for the Jewish people. A few weeks before his death, I spoke to Charlie. I invited him to visit Israel again. And sadly, that won't happen. Now some are peddling these disgusting rumors, perhaps out of obsession, perhaps with Qatari funding. What I do know is this: Charlie Kirk was a great man, and a great man deserves honor, not lies.
Can pause it right there. Vinny, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, again, I'll go back to it. I want receipts. I want proof. If you're out there saying that Charlie, God rest his soul, was assassinated by Israel, show it to me. And guess what? I'll be with you. Show me the proof. But right now what we're seeing is some psycho, brainwashed, soulless kid who's lost, whose boyfriend, and by the way, the investigation still has to finish, but everything that we're seeing, the gun, the jumping on the roof, the story, the backstory, the fascists, the this, the that, that's what I'm seeing. And for people that are out there pushing this narrative, and again, I criticize everybody when they do wrong, from our government to Israel to Bibi, you name it. But I think it takes away from the actual people that are supposed to be investigating this situation. For instance, and I'm happy that we brought this up. Rob, could you show the camera situation that I'm talking about? So for all the people, Pat, I even want, if Candace hears this, I want Candace. Guys, there's a critical piece of evidence, okay, that I want to show everybody. And again, allegedly, I don't know if that's the guy, Pat, that they show. I don't know if he works for Turning Point. I don't know if he's Charlie's security. But when there's an assassination attempt, okay, and this guy, and I'll show you the thing, jumps up there and takes the camera, which is a prime piece of evidence. Number one, he takes it down. This is the guy jump. Charlie was literally just rushed off camera. And then Rob, can you go to the next one? And again, This guy looks like he's taking the camera footage or the hard drive, or what is it called, Pat, when you put the
SD
USB
card.
What? For everybody out there talking Israel, for 1 second, shut the hell up. Find out why that guy tampered with the freaking crime scene. No cops put any cover around it. Look at that.
Can you go into the comment section, Rob? Typically, these types of things get addressed very quickly. Just a week ago, I said the man in the back, who was that guy, and it ended up being a pastor. And I said, who was the security? And it ended up being another person. Just go under the comment section of that clip. Whichever one has the most likes and views, go to the bottom of that. So that one doesn't have a lot. Go to one that has a lot. Let's see that one.
So I guess he looped them all in one post, so I'm not able to go by.
So go to one of these and let's see if there's anybody that's actually commenting on it. Okay,
that was somebody in the crowd.
Rob, can you while he's doing that, just look at the credibility of that and come back to it?
Because my thing is this, Pat. Because I saw footage after it happened. That camera was immediately taken down. Immediately taken down. I don't know who this person is. I don't know who it was. There should be tape. They should be blocked off because that is a crime.
Like if I'm thinking we're at an event, one of my guys comes and takes it. Yeah, I want you to take that camera and go back with it. We want you to take that camera. It's our camera. We need that footage.
I know, but if it's a crime scene, you can't. Somebody was just murdered.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So that shouldn't be moved because it's a crime scene.
Period.
Yeah, that's a very good point. So why was it? So the government shouldn't allow that to be removed. And by the way, even after the assassination, there's a lot of people that were walking around and it was wide open and nobody was there on the scene because they were trying to probably take him back there to the hospital. Their number one priority was for him to make it. But how quickly did they put the yellow tape? How quickly did that happen? The speed on that is
I didn't even
a little bit
see
suspect. I don't know if Rob, can you post, was there yellow tapes put on the crime scene of Charlie Kirk's assassination? Was there yellow tape put there? I don't know if there was.
I don't think there was. And you want to know even crazier? A couple days I've been seeing construction being done around where Charlie was shot and killed. Like I'm talking about, they're digging up stuff. There was an escape hatch apparently that was down there. They're literally doing construction where it's there. And this was days. This was a day or two after, Rob.
So let's go back and stick to the story.
Yeah.
So because again, Ackman and Netanyahu, you're going to a completely different story. So your thoughts on what Ackman said and what Netanyahu said, Tom?
So Ackman is. So we have this inferential accusation that this thing happened in the Hamptons, and when they got Bill Ackman getting what surprised me about it, my take on it is, wow, Bill Ackman reacted pretty quick, and Netanyahu acted pretty quick. When does a head of state respond to rumors that quickly? I thought that was pretty quick. I also thought it was pretty quick that Ackman is like, hang on, that's not what happened here. Here, take a look. Look at this. See, it was a friendly text. The friendly text just shows you had a friendly text. Friendly text doesn't show us what was talked about at the Hamptons, if anything. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd like to know, was there someone else there? So wait a minute, I was there. I was standing there talking with them. I was here.
Yeah.
And someone's going to have a camera phone that says, oh, there's the three people. And
so what are you saying, Tom?
What I'm saying is I don't know what to think right now, because both people come to the microphone pretty quick about the rumor, and there's a lot we don't know, and it's a really sensitive situation. There's a lot of inference going on. I want to see receipts. I want to see who's the identity of the guy with the camera, who else was there at the dinner with Ackman, and let's get people to talk about it.
I got it. I got what you're saying. Adam, your thoughts?
Well, Tom wasn't here for the episode with Eric, so we had a little bit of the discussion. They did bring receipts. So not only do we have Bill Ackman, who's defending his side and sort of downplaying what Candace is saying, you have a guy that we talked about, our friend Andrew, who's the executive producer of the Charlie Kirk show. He came out and made a statement. He basically said, in so many words, Bill's not lying, Candace is. Here are my receipts. That's the problem with receipts. We always say, you post something on the internet lives forever.
I don't think that's what. No, I don't think that's what he said. So
show the text.
I understand that.
Read
the text, Adam. Instead of saying that, read the text and let the audience decide for themselves on what Andrew said. So can you pull up that? You did that yesterday again or 2 days ago. So instead, just read what Andrew said and let the audience make a decision for themselves. Not that one, Rob. It's a text of what Andrew said. But continue. Rob's going to find this here. Keep going.
In so many words, he was not on Team Candace. Fair to say, let you rush to judgment. But You want to address Bibi Netanyahu or you want to address Candace right now?
Take one, either one of them. Both of them are combined. To me,
Okay.
it's Netanyahu, Ackman, Candace.
Okay, so why would Bibi Netanyahu address something like this? So you have two options. Do I address this or do I not address this? So the way that you would probably think about it is like, well, if I don't say anything, if I leave these lies unchecked, they will just spread more. So, all right, maybe I'll set the record straight. I'll say something. I'll try to protect my credibility, and I'll come out and say Bibi Netanyahu doesn't have the highest credibility on the world stage right now. So, but then again, not all lies are worth addressing. Here's what Andrew Colvett said, the executive producer of Charlie Kirk show, Turning Point, had to say
Read it.
about Bill Ackman. I have been asked about the Bill Ackman event
Yeah.
more than a few times now. So I asked our staff who were traveling with Charlie to find out what's true and what's not. His team was with him 100% of the time when he wasn't in his hotel room. So they're with him 100% of the time. Here's what they told me. Bill never yelled at Charlie, never pressed him on Bibi, never gave him a list of Charlie's offenses against Israel. So basically saying, Candace, no, you're wrong. There was a concern raised about having Tucker at the latest Turning Point event, SAS. We don't believe this came from Bill, so not from Bill. What Charlie said was, honestly, people are telling me not to have Tucker, which makes me want to have Tucker more. And I'm going to look into him for AmFest too. Cool.
Lock him
as far
in.
as okay. So cool, great. But as far as Charlie personally told me, he had a very cordial relationship with Bill, and the event was productive. Those are the facts. So, in my opinion, there was someone who was in the room, Bill Ackman, like literally there.
Yeah.
And there's somebody that's like, from what I hear, people are saying, the easiest thing to say is, people are saying, how often does Trump do it? And when he does it, I'm like, who did you just say that? Who said that? So that's the reality here. But can I give you one more clip just to kind of put this here? I don't know what's going on with Nick Fuentes and Candace, but Nick Fuentes is no fan of Israel and the Jews. Here's what he had to say about Candace Owens at this point. Let's roll this clip.
The past week was gaslight the public, and by definition, that's what it is. Gaslight her audience, gaslight the public. Netanyahu lied. They shot him in the throat because they're taking his voice. I have all these receipts, but I'm not going to publish them. And then literally a week later, she's going to put on Twitter, oh, I never said they were behind it. I never said that at all. I just strongly implied it. We all know what you said. We all know what you meant. You dummy. You irresponsible, grifting dummy. I've so had it with that. Wow. And at the end of the day, she's just stupid and defines low IQ anti-Semitism. I used to think it didn't exist. I used to think that low IQ anti-Semitism is just something that Jewish people would say to counter the rising tide of people acknowledging Jewish power. Now I'm convinced it's real, and it has a name. That name is Candace Owens Farmer. Low IQ anti-Semitism. The idea that Charlie Kirk was silenced for being about to go against Israel, it's just, on its face, absurd and ridiculous. All she did for the past week
Can you go back to that? Can you go back to what that conversation that Adam just showed? The previous message. Right there. So if this is true, so there was a concern that Tucker at SAS was gonna have Tucker on, and he said people telling me not to have him makes me want to have him more and have him on AmFest. So what they're saying is the people out there that are saying it, that Bibi and Israel had him assassinated, killed, because he was trying to have Tucker on AmFest in that situation because Tucker is critical of Israel. So is that in a nutshell, because he was going to have an anti-Israel voice talking, that was going to that's what they killed him?
If it's about I don't get that. If it's about and by the way, I don't remember Nick being a pro-Israel guy.
He's not.
Okay,
think?
so that's what I'm saying.
He's high IQ anti-Semitism.
He's high IQ.
No, what I'm saying is he's not. So for him to take that position, and I think Dave Smith also took that position, right? When Dave Smith said
100%.
something
He's
about
like, this is lazy.
High
It's
IQ
lazy.
On Tucker, didn't Bibi make a comment about paid by Qatari or Qatari dollars?
Netanyahu said paid by Qatari at the last 15 seconds
Correct.
of
Is
that
he
video.
talking maybe to Tucker a little bit because there's been all those accusations?
Well, listen.
Or is it just in
those
general because
allegations get
Qatari's
thrown
in
out.
trouble?
You know,
Those allegations get thrown out a lot. Can I address this?
Yeah.
I hear people that are on quote unquote my side. Well, they're bought by Qatar, bro. You just know. I go, what evidence do you have of that?
Yeah, show me.
There's no evidence that Candace has been bought by Qatar. It certainly looks that she's not on Team Israel. So is Tucker, but there's no evidence of that.
She turned down a lot of French dollars.
For both sides, show evidence, show receipts, or you're just making things up. And when Nick Fuentes, of all people, calls out Candace Owens for being low IQ, anti-Israel, something's happening.
okay, so one thing is, for sure, that she's not low IQ, okay? This is not a low IQ conversation. This is not if you sit down with George, very smart, and no, this is gotten to a point of emotions getting involved. It's not about IQ getting involved. This is about, I'm gonna read something to you that I read to Tom the other day, and it said, I'm reading this book. I wish I had it around me to read it to you. And I brought it to Tom. I said, hey, man, this is one thing I just read. I said, we got to work on this. And he's like, what is it? And it's called Hanlon's Razor. Okay, and I may be pronouncing it the wrong way, Rob. If you can pull this up. It's a story of Hanlon's Razor.
There it is right there, second sentence.
Yeah, it's a story about never attribute malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity.
Or a mistake.
It suggests that people's negative actions are often the result of ignorance, mistakes, or incompetence rather than intentional evil. This principle promotes a more rational and less conflict-driven approach to understanding situations, encouraging empathy and a benefit-of-the-doubt mindset by focusing on simpler, less sinister explanations for others' behavior. I think this is the problem. By the way, in the context of how I explained this to Tom, was a very different context. So let me kind of explain it to you. We run a lot of businesses, and we're in a lot of different, challenges, issues that we have. We're suing these two guys, a few $1 million for they're doing this. We have this other person we're dealing with because they stole internal, whatever. And then this other person we're dealing with, and then that other person did this. So a handful of bad guys make you automatically think everybody's a bad guy. And when you run an insurance company, one of the things I would constantly talk to my compliance officer about is everybody you talk to, you think they're guilty. Stop this mindset. And I would have this talk with them every week. Let me tell you what I think they did. Let me tell you what I think they did. I said, bro, can you just let me talk to them first? Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. All right. So we'd get on the call with them, we'd talk to them, and talk to them. All right. No, they didn't do this intentionally. Here's what happened. Okay, great. Let me talk to them. Boom. And then eventually, you know who learned this habit? You know who picked this habit up and got very good at it? Tikran. And I'm like, Tikran, can you just go into it and then find out if there's anything really going on instead of us jumping to a conclusion? Yeah, I'll look into it. No, there's nothing there, Pat. For sure? Okay, great. Let's move on. Pat, I think there's something that you got to get involved. All right, let me call him up. And then I get involved, right? This idea, and by the way, this is also good in parenting and your marriage and friendships. In parenting, you're always like, last night I'm doing homework till 11:30. And automatically it's like, well, how come we didn't put you in this after school program 3 to 5? What are you doing homework or playing? So one camp is saying all he did is play. The other camp is saying all he did is homework. And then one camp is saying maybe he played and he did homework. Well, the reality is I was stuck doing homework till 11:30. And by the way, I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't remember having this much homework at 6th grade. But apparently homework is increasing, okay? So it's easy in that, well, let me tell you, it's your fault and this is what you're doing. Maybe let's give the kid a benefit of the doubt and let's do a little bit of research. Maybe give your spouse a little bit of the benefit of the doubt instead of jumping to immediate malice. I think that's the problem here that some people are having with Candace. Candace is not a low IQ person. Candace is not, she didn't get to where she's at right now because she's low IQ. And I think, what's his name knows that. Nick also knows that. Neither is Nick. Nick's not a low IQ person. He's also somebody that's both of them can be right and both of them can be wrong. The only challenge is immediately jump into conclusion to assume malice immediately. By the way, we all can be guilty of that. That's why it's called innocent until proven guilty. If they are, we'll talk to them. We'll call them out. If they're not, they're not. So the whole conversation here isn't about who's smart or who's not. They both give me the vibes that they're very smart. Mm-hmm. They both give me the vibes that they're very well read. Tucker, more than both of them combined, very well read. One, he's older, and his upbringing was in that world. So Tucker's grown up in this space for a long time. Did they have their own personal issues and vendetta against somebody that throughout their career something happened, someone offended them? You know, Nick's, I didn't know, apparently Nick used to work with Ben Shapiro or something like, was it Breitbart? I don't know who he was working with. But there was something.
I think it was both of them.
Yeah, so there's something there, and then something with Candace, and then something with Tucker. They all have some history, and they're trying to say, hey, let me tell you, I was right. Great. The average person, if you don't know the whole history and you don't know where people are going, our job is try to
lower the temperature.
Come here as much as possible. Let the name calling happen. We're getting called names freaking nonstop for different things that we're doing. The good news is it doesn't bother us. I had a girl that came in yesterday. I got a call from one of the top brass at Yankees. Hey, I got somebody I want you to sit down with. I said, no problem. You know, she comes down, we sit down, we talk. She wants to start a podcast. And I said, when you start your podcast, the first 2 years, read the comments. Oh, people tell me, don't read the comments. I read every comment. Even the negative ones? Yes, I read all the comments. Do you really? I can't do it now, but I generally read all the comments. Tell me why you read the comments. I said, because everybody falls in three camps. And by the way, you guys are watching this. You ever wonder, most people don't go live anymore because they don't like the chat of the negative comments. You're bought and sold, you're this, you're that, you're Mossad, you're Qatar. So I put all of you in three camps. Let me break it down for you what the three camps are. The one camp is what? The people that are just, no matter what, emotionally haters. Totally get it. By the way, keep commenting. It's better for us. Traffic for us, we like it. We don't mind it, right? Then you have the people who are just tuning in and they're just trying to get the story for themselves. Then you got the people that have a high level of credibility with us that then when they give feedback, we take it. The people that are here, we watch you, we listen to you, we internalize it, and we say, okay, great. It's interesting what the guy has to say. This is an era right now we're in that it is probably 90% noise right now, and it's so hard to get past the noise that is taking place. And I want to listen to everybody and see what they have to say. But at the same time, man, keep this Hanlon's razor in mind. Let me read it one last time, Rob, if I can. This may help you with your marriage, your relationship, your kids, your business partners. But a rule of thumb, never attribute malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity or what, Tom?
Mistakes.
Or mistakes. It suggests that people's negative actions are often the result of ignorance, mistakes, or incompetence rather than intentional evil. The principle promotes a more rational and less conflict-driven approach to understanding situations, encouraging empathy and a benefit of the doubt mindset by focusing on simpler, less sinister explanation for others' behavior. Okay? Vinny's been working on something for the last 6 months, a shirt that he's excited about. Truly, he's excited about. And I want Vinny to tell you about the shirt here. Go for it.
Thanks, Pat. So guys, like Pat said, I've been trying to work on this shirt for almost a year, Pat, if I'm going to really break it down. And we, traveling, Italy, this, that, never got back to it. But now I think this is the best time, especially with the battle and everything that we're going through right now. I'm calling it like the faith-based line. It's a faith over fear shirt. I have the cross in the front, boom, in the front to let everybody know where you're at. And then I have this on the back. Faith over fear, and the Hebrews 11:1. Adam, you like this?
Thank you,
His
buddy.
faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Everybody knows this. Jesus Christ was born
Amen.
over 2,000 years ago. None of us have seen him. Nobody's talked to him, but guess what? We believe. Okay, that's the faith. And the greatest story of faith I've ever heard, Tom told me, it was a centurion Roman soldier, and he saw Jesus, and he went up to Jesus, and he said, Jesus, my young servant is at the house, and he's paralyzed, and he's in immense suffering. And Jesus goes, shall I come and heal him? And the centurion, by the way, a Gentile, looks at him and says, Lord, I do not deserve to have you under my roof, but just say the word and you shall be healed. Think about that, Pat. So Jesus turns to his disciples and he goes, I have not found anyone in Israel with such faith. And he says to the centurion, he goes, go and let it be done just as you believe it would. Okay, and the servant was healed. That is faith, guys. So, and if you have faith and you are a Christian, you have nothing to fear. In the Bible, the command of do not fear, do not be afraid is said 365 times in a different variation, okay? And that's one for every single day. So if you have faith, guys, if you have faith in God, in Jesus Christ, you have nothing to fear. Nothing to fear. And that's what motivated me. And I made this shirt. Boom, it's on the website, Pat. We have black, there's white, there's maroon, and there's different variations, Robbie. If you can, the shirt, boom, faith
Oh,
over
that's
fear.
sick.
No, it's ridiculous, bro.
Look at the white one.
And by the way, you know, like I wear my cross, guys?
Yeah.
When you wear this shirt, you don't need jewelry because that lets everybody in front of you know. And then when I leave,
Respect.
boom.
Gang,
Boom.
go support it.
Love it.
Vinny's merch, Faith Over Fear. White, black, gray, red, pick and choose. It's out there for you to order. VTmerch.com. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.